We are live.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order. Good afternoon. My name is Tom Sunderman, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Historic Conservation Board. I'd like to take a minute to remind everyone of the rules of this proceeding. This proceeding is at all times governed by the rules of procedure adopted by the board on September 26, 2011, amended March 23rd, 2015, last amended March 9th, 2020. Copies of the rules of procedure is available for review online. All those planning to testify, which does not include those solely making arguments, such as attorneys, will be asked to be sworn in before they testify. This is a quasi-judicial hearing. As such, the board reserves the right to deliberate in private. The Ohio rules of evidence do not apply to this hearing, however. Professional rules of conduct do apply, and candor to the tribunal is required. The board members are citizen volunteers and are not paid for their service. They are treated as public officials under Ohio law. Any attempt to influence them, including but not limited to bribery, intimidation, retaliation, which may include contacting their employer, and an attempt to exert influence is punishable as a crime. All should be aware that this meeting is being tape recorded, therefore speak clearly into your microphone and state your name and address for the record. In the event of any technical difficulties with the video conferencing technology, I may continue or postpone this hearing at my discretion. All participants providing testimony must have both camera and audio features turned on in order to participate. Charles, I'm wondering, or yes, we have a quorum, correct? With Pam, yeah, okay. So that brings us to our only item today, which is 414 Central Avenue. Mr. Owens, would you like to tell us about that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So this is an application for a certificate of appropriateness at 414 Central Avenue in the West 4th Street Historic District. This project was before the board most recently on April 25th, 2022, when the HCB approved a one-story addition on the rear of the building at the 3rd floor, an exterior metal staircase on the north side of the building, and a rebuilding of the first floor on the front facade to add 2 new window openings. So the applicant has revised their plan since the initial submittal. Share my screen here. Okay, so this is the original this is the new proposal. This is the original submittal, where you can see on the first floor the 2 punched window openings, and on the side elevation, this is the addition on the 3rd story with hardy lap siding and new window openings on the 1st floor, as well as new windows put in on the upper floors. So during some initial demolition work preparing for the project, the applicant team found that there were still some structural members of the former storefront on the building on the front facade. So after uncovering that, they have revised their plans to add a new storefront on that front 1st floor area, using some of those existing members that were left and trimming the rest with a hardy board trim panel on the pillars and the lintel. And then the applicant is also proposing to brick in some window openings on the side elevation due to the location of the stair and the fire protection that is required for the windows. So the 1st floor was heavily altered in the past with large openings cut in for garage access and other uses. So these window openings that are proposed on the ground floor were no longer there. So staff does not have any issues with bricking in the 1st floor, the 2 1st floor windows that are proposed. Also, the 2 windows that are directly behind the staircase are proposed to be infilled. Staff does not necessarily have a strong concern about those windows since they will be largely obscured by the staircase. They're also proposing one bricked-in window on the third floor. Staff does recommend that that window remain open with a new window put in place because the guidelines do call for existing window openings not to be altered. So that is, we are recommending approval of the breaking in of the 4 windows that are the 2 on the first floor, the 2 on the second floor behind the fire escape, and recommending the third floor window remain open with a new window placed in that space. The other change to the original plan is they are proposing to use brick for the 3rd story addition rather than the hardy lap siding that was previously proposed. So staff does not have an issue with that either because it is a small area. They will be using new brick, which upon close examination will be differentiated from the remainder of the brickwork on that facade. So with that being said, staff does recommend approval of the certificate of appropriateness for 414 Central Avenue per plans by Michael Wentz dated 6/24/2022, including any revisions submitted for permit subject to staff review and approval with the following conditions. 1, the 3rd floor window opening proposed for infill shall remain open with a clear glass window. 2, fire rated windows will be required to have clear glass and not wire glass, and staff can provide options that are able to be approved. And 3, the building permits must be issued within 2 years of the decision date or the COA shall expire.
You're muted, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Owen. We do have one person signed up, Erin Seeger. Ms. Seeger, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, nothing really to add from Doug's presentation. That window, that 3rd floor window came up at the pre-hearing a few weeks ago.
Sorry,
And,
Ms. Seeger, if you're going to expand.
You have to, I'm sorry, you have to be sworn in.
Sworn.
I'm sorry.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Like I was saying, that 3rd floor window came up at our pre-hearing, and I spoke to the rest of the team, and we're totally agreeable to put that fire rated window in, and the other recommendations from the staff.
Okay. Are there any questions for either staff or the applicant? Hearing none, I would accept a motion.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the certificate of appropriateness as laid out by staff, including their conditions.
Second.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's take the roll. Miss Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Ms. McKenzie.
Aye.
I vote aye also. That motion is approved. Do we have any other business today?
There was also
Sandra or
a,
Charles?
there was
Okay.
also a list of staff approved COAs for the month of June in the packet. So you will need to vote on approving those.
Can we approve those in one lump sum?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve the July 2022 staff approvals.
Sorry, Mrs.
Second.
Alaska, that's for the June 2022 staff approvals.
Oh,
June.
says July.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. That's a misprint. That should be June 2022.
Okay. Let the record show that it was the June. I'll call the roll. Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Ms. McKenzie.
Aye.
I vote aye. Are there any other things we have to do today?
That is it on my end.
That's it? Okay. Ms. Seeger, I hope you take good care of Campobello's.
Thank you. We're doing the best we can with it.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting